guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that POW is back with Wallflowers. I feel like I haven't heard from them in a hot second. I really was disappointed that their tour got canceled here in North America. I was planning on going to see them. I was really excited, and I was sad that they got canceled due to visa delays and issues. So I hope that it's going to get rescheduled because I would love to see them live. So let's go ahead without further ado and see what this is all about. Ooh. Definitely not what I was expecting. Ooh. Interesting. This is an interesting way. I love these above shots that we've been seeing a lot more in K-pop. Definitely keeps ramping up. Ooh, interesting change. Ooh, with a piano there, that was really cool. Ooh, okay. The whispered part. Ooh, adding a horn in there. Yes. Okay, I'm super curious about this song. So off of the first listen, I feel like I need to listen to it like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 10 more times before I can catch everything. I think that, if you couldn't tell, I was really like intensely listening, especially like towards like the later half, because I was trying to figure out everything that was going on in conjunction and how it fit together, because I'm like, this oddly works. It feels like new age impressionistic music and like jazz at the same time. And I was trying to figure like how it all worked together and everything. But at the same time, I kept getting distracted by their amazing choreography. And I was just like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. And I think that's something that we like need to be okay with music is sometimes like, I feel like, especially for me, I have very clear like, oh my God, I love this. And oh, I don't like this. And then sometimes it feels uncomfortable to kind of be in this I don't know what I feel stage, but that's the stage that I am with this, because I feel like there was so much going on. There were a lot of moments of like greatness where I was like, oh, that was really cool, and ooh, this, and then I was like, does that really go together? Like, so it's like making me question like my music mind. And this is something that I felt kind of when I was taking classes and we were working on different periods of of music. And this is definitely feels like a 21st century, like where we're going to like the new age of music. You know, we got out of the romantic era and kind of the impressionistic era, and we're moving on into pretty much anything is music. Like, for example, there's a piece that is it 543 or 443, something like that, where it's simply a pianist comes out, they sit down at the piano, they open up the keyboard, and then they sit there for like I can't remember the exact amount of time, but they sit there for several minutes, and then they close it, and then they're done. So the silence and everything you hear, that is the music. And so it really, like, this particular song, like, was challenging my thought process of like what music is. And I find that so interesting and intriguing. So that's why I feel like, you know, I can't put this into the immediately love category, because, you know, that's kind of like rock. Rock is kind of my style. Rock and pop, those are like things that I'm like, oh yes, I love it right away. And then, you know, I'm not a huge fan of rap, so that's usually but I feel like the more that I listen to music and the more that we talk about it, and I'm constantly trying to challenge myself and my views about music, that it's the fun part, right? I know that I'm going to come back to this song. I'm going to have to listen to it several more times, and just like, I know it's either going to grow on me or I'm not going to like it. And this was just like so unexpected from a K-pop group, and I'm so intrigued about it. And I love that that POW did this. And I'm like I said, there's so much to think about, and so like much to go back and look into. And I just, yeah, kudos to them for putting out this piece, because it is so interesting in that there were a lot of times, I especially loved the moment. I want to point out a couple moments. One of the first moments I stated them while I was going through it. When the piano first came in, I thought that was so smart. Then when towards the end, when the piano and the horn were together, I loved that part. And the choreography was so interesting and like hard hitting when you had like this, such like a relaxing, like kind of jazzy piece. Guys, I love this. I'm blown away at like how much my mind is being like I'm gonna have to like go back and pay attention to so many details, because I feel like I missed a whole bunch of things. And I love being challenged like that in my musical ideas. So if you guys have anything like you want me to react to or anything like that does that, especially I've mentioned, I love when you guys like do pieces that you think like rap wise that I'm gonna be interested in, because I like being challenged about that. I think I've talked about it one other time, but I used to have, I had a friend who, what we used to do is we used to like kind of challenge each other on ideas. So I would share like, you know, K-pop stuff with him, and he would share rap things with me. And then we'd go home, we'd listen to it, and we'd come back and we would talk about it. And that's one of the reasons that I started this channel, is I really wanted to have that creative freedom and the creative ability to like talk to you guys and be like, well, why don't you like that? Or why do you like that? Or, you know, what makes this special to you? And I love having conversations like in depth about music with my friends. And there's like times when it's funny, like me and some of my friends will be talking and we'll be like, I thought you were gonna love this song, and I'm like, no, I love this song. And we get into these conversations, and that's something that I want this channel really to be, is for us to have like the ability to just talk about what our likes and our dislikes and our disagreements about music, and really come together and just have this space for where we can all, you know, have our opinion, and it's okay. And I love that. So tell me what you guys thought. Did you love this song? Did you hate it? Are you like me? Are you in the middle where you're like, I don't know how to feel? Because that's definitely how I feel. But again, kudos to POW for coming out with this, because I think it's really daring, and I think it's unique and it's interesting. It's nothing like what's out in the K-pop world right now. So I'm really curious as to see like what the response is for this song. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.